All right. Well, hi, hello, and welcome to Next Gen Vision. Deploy cutting edge AI in your camera networks. Now, today's exciting webinar is sponsored by Hewlett Packard Enterprise, featuring Iron Yen, TD SYNNEX, and NVIDIA, and produced by Actual Tech Media. My name is Jess Steinbach. I'm with Actual Tech Media, and I'm very happy that I get to be your moderator for this conversation today because AI is on a lot of our minds. It's the top of our conversations, right? And the possibilities are just endless as AI evolves and integrates in with all of our daily lives. And that's partially why this is so fun, that, the speed, the agility, the personalization, the efficiency that AI is enabling within our personal lives, within our professional lives, and now even in our cameras, because all of your video content can actually become a part of your data collection stream. How cool is that? And in even more exciting news, today we get to sit in on a roundtable discussion between a few of the top experts in this field here with us from HPE, Iron Yen, TD SYNNEX, and NVIDIA. This is an absolute all-star lineup. There is so much to get into. I can't wait to get started. So we're just going to cover a few of the housekeeping points and then get this show on the road. Now, first, I want to draw your attention over to the questions section of your webinar console. Now, what I love about this style conversation today, where we've got a couple of experts batting ideas around and digging into what makes them excited, is basically it kind of feels like we're just sitting around a table full of friends talking about neat stuff. And even better, we all actually get to join in that conversation. Because today, not only will our speakers be taking some live Q&A once they finish their conversation, we also have team members here with us answering questions throughout the conversation on live chat. So we want to make sure that you get all those questions, comments, insightful ideas, whatever you got rolling around in your head. And where you're going to do that is in that questions window. So if you haven't already done so, let's give it a little test run right now. Head on over to the questions tab in your audience console and post some highs and hellos. Let us know where you're coming in from. How's the weather? What are you up to today? We want to hear from you. I see some Colorado and Texas, Atlanta, California. Woo, we got quite the crew here with us today. So keep those coming and make sure you give a wave out there to the Actual Tech Media community that's here with us. And I do want to point out, if you have any issues today, if any little tech gremlins get in your system, no problem. A browser refresh is probably going to clear most of those little gremlins out. But if somebody fed them after midnight and they are particularly clingy today, no problem. You are just going to shoot us a message there in that questions window, and the Actual Tech Media team will be there to help you out. All right, the last stop on our guided tour of your audience console is the handouts tab. So right now, if you finished your hi and hello in the questions window, your next assignment is to go over to the handouts tab. Make sure you check out those handouts. You are going to want some of these resources after we wrap today. There's a deployment guide from TD SYNNEX that is a great review of this partnership and steps to deploy, making things nice and easy for you here. So make sure you've got that. I would also highly recommend that you snag the handout on video analytics for a safer, smarter world. This is the other handout for you in the tab there. Definitely worth taking. Get both of those downloaded, hold on to them, but don't dig in too far yet because we've got a lot of content to get through. You're going to want to spend a little more time with them after we wrap. Now, if all of that was not enough fun for you, we also have a $250 Amazon gift card that we will be giving away as a prize drawing at the end of our webinar. You do need to be here in live attendance during the webinar in order to qualify for that prize, and all winners must meet the Actual Tech Media prize terms and conditions. If you don't have those memorized, don't worry, neither do I. You can head on over to the handouts tab and we have the full T's and C's waiting for you there. One more fun way to win a prize today. We have that $50 best question gift card to Amazon, and that is going to go to the best question asked at the end of our session. Now, like I said, we're going to do a live Q&A at the end with our speakers, but if we don't have time to get to your question today, you are still entered to win. So all of you are entered to win just by getting your questions in. So make sure you get those questions in because you could win a prize and extra gold stars and high fives from me. That's your extra incentive for that today. All right, well, my friends, I think it's about time that we get rolling in our conversation because we have a whole rock star crew just waiting in the wings to get this conversation going. I am so very excited to introduce you all to Andy Lawrence, HPE Sales Specialist, TD SYNNEX, Douglas Hammer, VP Marketing, Iron Young USA, Dan Sandman, AI Solutions, Hewlett Packard Enterprise, and Matt Hitt, HPE Alliance at NVIDIA. Did I tell you guys this was going to be a great conversation? Look at that list. Andy, Doug, Dan, and Matt, I am so excited to hear more from all of you, learn a little bit more about what you've got in store for us. I know we've got a lot to cover. We want to get to some questions at the end, so lots to do. Dan, I'm going to hand things on over to you to kick us off. Take it away.
Thank you, Jess. Hi, everybody. Dan Sandman with Hewlett Packard Enterprise. I'm part of our AI team here. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to have you. So what we're going to be talking about today is how you can quickly and easily deploy cutting edge AI into your existing camera networks. And so the way you can think of this is essentially taking your existing video streams and turning that into usable, actionable data. The way I like to oversimplify it is saying take all of your dumb cameras and turn them into smart cameras. And the way that we're able to accomplish this is actually a four-way partnership with Hewlett Packard Enterprise, Iron Young, TD SYNNEX, and NVIDIA. So again, I'm with Hewlett Packard Enterprise, and the solution is based upon our ProLiant Gen 11 servers. And our Gen 11 servers have actually been built from the ground up to support AI workloads. So the DL320 server we're going to talk about a little bit later here was actually being developed and built years before the whole GPT boom. And so we've been working on this for a long time and have gotten really good at it. And our Gen 11 servers they're great for AI for a couple reasons. One, performance. So they support all the latest and greatest NVIDIA GUs and providing the maximum number of GPUs per the server footprint. As well as all the latest and greatest networking, CPU, storage, memory, you name it, to make this all work as seamless as possible. Two is management. With our compute ops management software, we're able to easily manage all of your servers and equipment no matter where it's located. So that could be at the far edge, the near edge, and in the data center. You can manage it all through a browser from your phone, and as well as providing the benefits of security. So within Compute Ops Management, providing automated security patching, as well as if there's something a little off with the server, or a batch of servers, you just go in within a couple clicks, roll back to an old version of the firmware or BIOS. So this is all easily, quickly manageable. So the performance, management, and security. Our servers, though, they're just one piece of this great puzzle and this great solution that we've built. So we're also partnering with Iron Young and their Video AI Vision platform. Now, Doug is going to go into this in some detail here in a minute, but essentially what this is the best vision AI platform and analytics on the market today. So we're super excited to be partnering with them. We also have TD SYNNEX. Andy's going to be going over some of our partnership with TD SYNNEX. I like to describe them as the glue in the solution. So they're providing everything from helping you all scope the appropriate size of the solution based on what you specifically need, as well as providing the integration and the ongoing support. And support is really two things. One, it's what you think of traditional support. Hey, we need help, and you've got somebody to reach out to. But also, what we're finding with pretty much all of our customers, they're starting with some analytics and other models, and they're saying, we love this, we want to do more. And so they're engaging Andy and his team at TD SYNNEX, and they have actually a dedicated team that does just that, helps to continue to add more and more features and functions and making this thing better and better the longer you have it. And then finally, we've got Matt Hitt here with NVIDIA. NVIDIA has done a lot with us on this. Number one, we've been utilizing their Metropolis Lab, which is their NVIDIA's AI lab specifically focused for AI workloads at the edge, like Vision AI. And so NVIDIA helped us not only build this solution utilizing their L4 GPUs, but they also helped to test and validate it. So we've got NVIDIA's seal of approval. They love it. Obviously, we love it, and we know you're going to love it as well. And so with that, I'm actually going to ask Matt to come on here from NVIDIA and have Matt essentially talk a little bit about how we came about building this solution and the validation process. So with that, Matt, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. It's important to look at where we are with the AI journey and kind of step back and evaluate all the different pieces that have to come together for this to work. And this type of solution and this type of partnership is exactly what we need to happen. Without uh, the partnership coming together, building this, call it an appliance, it just is piece parts that need to be, Legoed together on the back end. So this solution takes, the idea of video analytics and being able to run AI at the edge and puts it in a way that's easy to buy, it's easy to run, and it's validated and supported by all the companies that you see here in front of you. So that piece alone, I think, is the most crucial part of this, because you can go out and build these components and put something together. But you're at this stage in AI, it's almost like a sandbox. And so this is taking that sandbox and building a sandcastle out of it that's ready to be deployed. And so I think that is the most important aspect of this, and why you should pay attention to the total solution, and understand kind of how that can bring business value to your company a lot faster, and a rock solid platform. Hewlett Packard Enterprise builds the world's best servers, and so I think that all of us coming together is an important step to that journey to AI competency, and understanding how these things can bring the most value to the bottom line the soonest.
Great. Thank you, Matt. Couldn't have said it better myself. So without further ado, I think we'll turn it over to Andy Lawrence and Doug Hammer if you guys can start to dive into this.
Oh,
Thanks.
appreciate it. Thanks, Dan. What I thought we would do is, prior to jumping into the actual content of the presentation itself, was to give you an idea of what AI embedded video streams actually look like. So I'm going to share my screen. I wanted to just kind of give you an example in kind of a smart city setting, what AI embedded video streams actually look like. This is an EarthCam that you can access. You can go to earthcam.com and take a look at it. This particular EarthCam happens to be located in London, England on Abbey Road. And what we can see here is a bunch of AI embedded objects being applied to the actual video stream itself. With the video platform, we can recognize over 70 different objects. We can detect trucks, buses, cars, cats, dogs, backpacks, um, people, of course, motor scooters. So, what we actually see here is an example of what a video stream looks like as AI is being applied to it, which ultimately feeds back into our ability to gain insights from this particular AI embedded video stream. So, if you're in a smart city setting and you wanted to count how many people cross that crosswalk at any particular time in the day, because AI is embedding intelligence into this video stream, we have the ability to do those types of analytics. If you want to detect if somebody sits down in the crosswalk, potentially causing a traffic and a citizen safety issue, we can do things like alert to that in real time. So I thought it would just be a nice idea to be able to share with you here momentarily, or that what's actually going on inside of a AI embedded video stream. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Doug, and he's going to actually walk you through the presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy, Dan, and Matt. So I'm going to go through a few slides here on how to capitalize on Vision AI with a validated solution put together with NVIDIA, HPE, TD SYNNEX, and my company, Iron Yun, and the Video AI Vision platform. So start at a very high level. What is Vision AI? It's simply the application of artificial intelligence onto video, as Andy was just demonstrating, to generate information, real-time alerts, and to solve problems kind of across the board. The opportunity for enterprises and solution providers is to capitalize on the fact that AI is absolutely top of mind today, and organizations of all kinds are looking for concrete ways to apply it to drive business value. And in the application of AI to video, you're connecting to an essentially greenfield base of 1.3 billion cameras and growing that are effectively unmonitored and using legacy sort of motion detection technology, or trying to be attempted to be monitored with human labor, which is effectively unscalable, costly, and time intensive. Spending in the space on AI with video is projected over the next few years to eclipse $200 billion. The problems we solve when applying AI to video is that current camera systems are ineffective. They drive lots of false alerts. They don't generate data off of video. They're labor intensive. Cameras lack intelligence. Video search is manual. It's time consuming. And there are too many point products being applied in the space that simply add complexity without solving problems comprehensively. The Video AI Vision platform from Iron Yun, built on this validated solution stack with NVIDIA and HPE and brought to market with TD SYNNEX, essentially makes video available as a source of business data, as a source of business transformation, and as a source of business value through a single pane of glass. Your customers are almost guaranteed, and your enterprise is almost guaranteed to have cameras connected to a video management system. And this infrastructure has been in place for maybe 10 or 20 years now. What we do is essentially we drop in a software platform running on a validated solution stack that works with this existing infrastructure. It's really important to note Video is an open platform that works with any IP camera and integrates out of the box with 30 market-leading video management systems. And this is built on a pre-validated, ready-to-deploy solution stack of pre-integrated hardware and software. And everything that the solution provides, every single discrete video analytic, operates in real-time monitoring and alerting applications, forensic post-incident video search and investigation applications, and can be used to drive business intelligence and data back to the enterprise. So all three of those applications, real-time, forensic, and data, apply with everything that we do and everything that the platform supports. So Video, again, this is a shot of the interface here, is a very broad platform offering a very comprehensive set of 30 AI video analytics that are available to be applied a la carte to any IP camera and to be used in monitoring, searching, and data applications. It's also very scalable. You can scale from 1 to thousands of cameras. And since it's on a pre-validated solution stack, it's very simple to deploy. Video AI Vision solutions can apply across verticals in education, energy, enterprise campus, safety and security, healthcare, hospitality, manufacturing, logistics, retail, smart cities, stadiums, and event spaces. And again, everything that we do applies across real-time, forensic video search, and business intelligence applications. I'm going to go through a few examples here just to kind of make this a little bit more concrete. In an education, school, or campus environment, Vidio can provide intelligent video analytics for monitoring the perimeter for intrusion, for staff or student access control, for license plate-based access control to the parking lot. It can monitor and alert for crowding, for loitering, for occupancy, to detect uniforms, protective equipment, masks, smoke and fire. You can integrate with a thermal camera to monitor for temperature. It can detect changes in a scene, to a wall, to a door, to a window, to alert on vandalism, even integrate with sensors to detect vaping. It's very uncommon for a single platform to be able to provide all of these monitoring, searching, and data gathering applications. And the idea here is when you apply all of this on a single platform, you enhance the entire security posture of the school or the campus in a very holistic way. In a very different environment, you can use Vidio AI vision to enhance loss prevention, to monitor self-checkout stations. Was the transaction completed? Were objects placed in the checkout bin or on the checkout shelf properly? If people are putting multiple expensive items in a shopping cart in a specific way, that can be an indication that shoplifting is about to happen. We can monitor shelf spaces, inventories, and warehouses. We can provide data analytics for shoppers, for stores, hot and cold zones, dwell points, for merchandising and revenue optimization. So in a retail environment, AI vision can apply to both loss prevention and merchandising optimization. In the smart cities applications, you can start to do traffic analysis, traffic light monitoring, intersection monitoring, speed monitoring. You can integrate with ticketing systems to do automated vehicle ticketing. You can monitor for stolen vehicles. You can monitor for smoke and fire. You can use data that is generated off of video to make a business case for improving that freeway exit or that intersection with Federal Infrastructure Act dollars. So this is a case where Vidio can drive data off of video to make a business case for budgetary spending, for Federal Infrastructure Act dollar spending. So this is a case where the business intelligence and data gathering aspect, making video available to the enterprise as a source of business intelligence data, really comes into play. In a healthcare environment, you can use Vidio AI vision to monitor patients. And one of the biggest sources of cost and liability in a healthcare environment is a person falling. So if you can detect when an arm or a leg, for example, is hanging out of the bed, or when a person is out of bed, you can begin to do proactive alerting to prevent falls when that person shouldn't be out of bed. You can also use video intelligence to track wheelchairs or nursing computer stations. You can use it in the pharmaceutical department, in shipping and receiving, to monitor inventory again. You can use LPR and vehicle tracking to manage the parking lot. So again, this is a holistic way to address safety, security, patient safety, nurse safety, and hospital or healthcare facility operations, using video to drive value back to the enterprise. This slide depicts the analytics that are available out of the box with the Video AI Vision platform. Couple things here. First of all, this is an extremely broad set of functionality, but every analytic that you see here is available a la carte. There might be options in the market that embed a single analytic function onto a camera. So it's an AI-enabled camera. In that case, if you want to add or change analytics functionality, you have to add cost in the form of a new camera or changing out the camera or additional cameras for additional different functions. With Video, you can apply multiple video analytics on a single camera. So you could have an intrusion detection camera at night convert into a license plate recognition camera during the day for your parking lot, for example. You can apply multiple analytics on a single camera. And again, everything that Video does operates on new or existing cameras to add value and intelligence into your existing camera infrastructure. Another thing that differentiates Iron Yun as a company is that we have a professional services organization that is expert in bringing custom inferencing models to market. Today, we have over 200 custom models in production worldwide. So that's something that you can, again, use Video to drive unique business value with custom models complementing these a la carte video analytics. And again, everything we do operates in real-time monitoring and alerting applications, forensic video search applications, and business intelligence data applications, again, making video a source of data to the enterprise. And when you think about that, CIOs, when a CIO is dealing with structured and unstructured data, data is the currency of the enterprise. And up till now, video has not been available as a source of that data. And when you apply AI to that video, it becomes a source of data to the enterprise. So you're really adding value and driving value back to the enterprise with AI vision solutions. So here's a few examples of concrete applications. Bread and butter security applications, intrusion detection, license plate recognition-based access control, and the ability to use AI to find the needle in the haystack almost instantaneously is extremely valuable to safety and security operations in the enterprise. In a manufacturing application, there's a custom model that we developed to grade raw materials for paper manufacturing more accurately than human beings can grade it. And when you have badly graded raw materials going into a production run, it can ruin entire production runs. And over the course of a year, millions of dollars are lost in failed production runs because of bad paper grading. When you increase the accuracy of paper grading using AI, the value created for that enterprise is millions of dollars saved per year in the prevention of failed production runs. So really optimizing manufacturing operations, and the business value is huge in terms of the ROI in improving manufacturing efficiency. You can also use Video as a barcode or QR reader, as a package inspector, as a package counting, and to drive value back to the business in terms of data in inventory analytics applications. Video as a software platform is very well recognized. It's really gratifying to see all the attention. Again, AI is top of mind for solution providers, for enterprises. And Video, Iron Yun as a company has been in business for almost 10 years now, and we've been in the AI business for that length of time. So to see AI explode in interest is really gratifying for us as a company. We've established ourselves as a major player, as recognized by IDC, in video analytics and video analytics as a service. And in talking with our customers, IDC has said that they've validated our accuracy. Accuracy is extremely important in AI video analytics applications. They also note that it's common for customers to add additional video analytics over time. This is very much an opportunity. When you put the video solution in, customers generally start with a handful of analytics solving some specific problems. And once they are comfortable with the technology, they add value to that platform by adding additional analytics functions over time. It's also noted, our customers also noted to IDC the low cost of adoption, the ease of installation, made even easier with partnership with NVIDIA, HPE, and TD SYNNEX. And they conclude that the video solution is a great solution for enterprises that have existing infrastructure and want to upgrade to advanced analytics that incorporate proven and accurate AI. And the quote from NVIDIA, this is not from Matt, but one of NVIDIA's senior executives have said that out of hundreds of solutions that they've worked with, Video is one of a handful that ranks highest in terms of platform maturity and driving real-world customer value. And again, that's the whole point of this solution stack here today, is driving value back to the enterprise using video. And in the security industry's largest trade show, it's called ISC West, the Security Industry Association often recognizes the video platform in their new product showcase awards. So video, in summary, is an extremely accurate, very fast to alert or return search results, broadly functional, flexible platform that allows you to deploy and change analytics a la carte, very quick to deploy, comprehensive across real-time forensic and data applications. It is accurate, comprehensive, cost-effective, and easy to deploy. It's a really, really strong solution, made even stronger with our partnerships. And this is giving us a ton of momentum in the market. Again, AI is top of mind. And when you have a flexible, broadly functional, accurate solution that can drive value back to the business and complement the out-of-the-box functionality with custom models, you've got a lot of momentum in the market, and that's strengthened by a referenceable customer base and by the advantage that we get by working with great partners such as TD SYNNEX. And just a quick note on that before I turn it back over to Andy. This is not your standard solution. It is pretty unusual for 4 companies to get together like this and jointly bring a validated solution to market. Again, it's extremely gratifying to Iron Yun as the software engine driving this solution to work with NVIDIA, HPE, and TD SYNNEX in bringing this solution to market. It's really unusual, and it's great to see a pre-validated solution and bring it to. It's great to work with this partnership. So, with that being said, I'd like to turn it over to Andy to give a little bit of color specifics in terms of the solution itself. Andy, take it away.
Thanks, Doug. Just to kind of reiterate a couple of things that Doug brought up during the presentation. One of the key fundamental values behind the Video platform is its ability to deploy across 1 to thousands of cameras. So keep in mind that also analytics are not locked to a specific device. And what that means is we have the capability and the functionality of deploying analytics on a camera that allow us to run multiple different types of analytics on that same video stream. And why that's important is because it really allows us to maximize our capabilities given the edge device camera footprint that we have today. And I'll give you a quick example. Let's just pick a middle school setting, say some public sector account where we have a camera at the entrance of the school. And during the hours of 7:30 and 8, we're doing automated roll calls. So based on the students enter into the building, we're checking them off as present. But once the homeroom bell rings, we then want to turn that same exact camera into an intrusion detection camera. And the real power behind the Vadio platform is it doesn't lock us in to a specific function per specific camera. So why do I bring all that up? It takes an architecture that has been purpose built that allows us the flexibility of maximizing our existing investment in camera infrastructure as well as the existing video management system that's already on site. As Doug mentioned, we're dropping in the middle between the existing cameras and sensors and the video management system. But why this is so powerful is we're actually building an inferencing architecture using NVIDIA GPUs. It's that compute power from a GPU perspective installed within the HPE DL320 Gen 11 platform that gives us that true high performance a la carte type of functionality that allows us to decide how we're going to apply analytics to any particular camera stream. And as I mentioned, not only do we have the flexibility to change the type of analytic, we can run multiple analytics on a single video stream itself. As Doug mentioned previously in the conversation, we can run up to 30 different types of analytics. Because we use inferencing infrastructure, a combination between HPE and NVIDIA, that horsepower is what allows us to have the capability that we have. So you can see on this screen, this is the HPE NVIDIA solution that we've built out and integrated at TD SYNNEX. And when we drop this solution in, it's that what gives us the capabilities to do what we need to do. So in a non-disruptive fashion, we want to have the ability to leverage what the customer already has. I don't want them reinventing themselves in terms of edge devices, sensors, microphones, video cameras. And we don't want them to reinvent themselves in a VMS perspective either. We want to drop in, we want to integrate, and we want to naturally perform functions that augments the capability of these different customers that have the capability of advanced analytics in their video stream. So, Doug, can you go ahead to the next slide? As we mentioned, as Doug mentioned actually in the presentation, this is a collaborative effort between HPE, NVIDIA, Iron, and TD SYNNEX. Our goal was to make this solution easily consumable by everybody. We want to take the mystery out of AI. We want to develop a solution that makes it easy for the customer to be the consumer. And the whole aspect behind that is take the mystery out, take all the heavy lifting out of the actual building of the solution itself, do that on behalf of the customer so that when this solution is deployed, they can just start deriving business value from it. So we coined this term called discovery to delivery and or discovery to deployment. And the whole goal here is to provide the customer with all of the necessary upfront services required for them to scope and really identify what their solution needs to look like and also discover the what ifs. Because a lot of times when we enter into these opportunities, a customer may have a certain use case in mind, but when they understand the full portfolio of analytics that are available to them, it really expands their mind in terms of some of the capabilities that they can now enjoy because the platform is so feature rich. So we do everything from discovery all the way through integration in our TD Synnex Integration Center so that when it gets shipped to you, the customer, this thing is ready to simply be integrated with some additional services that we provide, as well as just turn it up and start using it and start deriving some value from that solution. Next slide, Doug. We have several different resources available to you. We have a couple of product briefs that are, well, I'll call an easy read. Feel free to request these. I think Scott's going to make these available as part of the overall presentation. But it's just a really good, concise couple of documents that really just help us ingest the value of what Vision AI can do for our organization. Jess, that concludes our presentation. I'll send this back to you for Q&A.
Well, fantastic, because we have a lot of questions coming in. We are definitely ready to get into some discussion here. But before I do, I just want to point out, I'm going to remind you all to head over to that handouts tab and grab those handouts right now. You can download them, put them aside, hold on to them, because as we were just chatting about with Andy, this is going to be a fantastic follow-up to the conversation that we just got to sit in on. I don't know about all of you out there, but my brain is absolutely buzzing with information. There has been so many cool takeaways. I have to say though, Doug, I'm not totally sure that I like the smart cities being able to give speeding tickets faster and more accurately. That's the only thing I'm not sure I'm on board with. Everything else I like.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Oh, good. I got you now. Hey, Doug. Hey, Dan. Hey, Andy.
Hey there. Yeah, this is Dan and Jess. Super excited to partner with everybody on this. However, I might have to morally step out of any speeding ticket implementations to protect myself and my lead foot.
Yes, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Pros and cons to all of this here.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're with me on that, Dan. And I think we're going to jump right into some questions. I just want to make sure that I can hear Doug and Andy. Are you guys here with us now?
We lost him.
We might have a little bit of an audio blip there, but you know what? We got Dan, so you know we're clearly in good hands here. We'll keep rolling, and then we'll see if we can get the rest of our crew out here with us. Dan, are you ready to single-handedly tackle the entire Q&A section for us?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Okay, great. I want to start with this one here. We got a couple of questions coming in for asking questions about, hey, if you're making a business case to someone on your team, if you have to bring this to the leadership, the decision makers, what is a good business case? What's the best business case that you could offer to the audience here for why this is something that they should be pursuing in their organization?
Yeah, good question. First, I'll say, so again, my role is specifically working with AI. So I've got a really cool job where I'm talking with customers daily about AI. And one of the questions we get pretty frequently is pretty funny. It's like, where do we begin, right? Because a lot of times leaders, they've experimented with ChatGPT, maybe little things here and there. They've seen the articles, the headlines of how valuable AI can be, and I can tell you that this solution right here is the easiest way to begin on that AI journey if you haven't already begun. So really all you need are cameras, right? Which just about everybody has cameras. And so we've made this solution. We've done the legwork up front to really make this easy to implement. The other thing is that the other thing I like to point out is you already have the cameras in place. They're right now the video might be being stored someplace, sometimes just temporarily, right? How valuable would that be to actually turn that video into actionable data? So in two ways. One is actionable. This is for security and safety and those sorts of things. This is very valuable. How much is can you put a price on safety, whether it be in schools or your business? And as well as the value, like all of a sudden you now have new avenues to access data from these camera streams, right? So whether that be if you're a retailer, for instance, being able to kind of heat map where customers are going, what are they looking at? Do products need stocked on shelves? Whether it be to more efficiently, if you're like a manufacturer, more efficiently work operations. HPE actually utilizes and has been utilizing a similar solution in our factories for things like quality control. So being able to catch product issues prior to them being shipped to customers. So we quickly, as we work with customers, the ROI starts to become very clear very quickly. So hopefully that answers the question, Jess.
I think more than, yeah, that's great takeaways, and I appreciate especially doing more with the tools that we've already got in place. I think and maximizing that is a big opportunity for folks out there. I want to dig in a little bit to region by region and country by country, because we did get a few questions coming in saying, hey, if I'm in the US versus, what we're hearing about maybe overseas, is there anything that folks should be aware of in terms of whether it's usability, compliance, anything like that, country to country, or any resources that you would direct them to get more information on that?
Oh, yeah. So the great thing, and one of the reasons we're partnering with TD SYNNEX and Iron Young is that we have teams dedicated to this, right? And this is what they do all day, every day. And so they can actually help with those regulatory concerns and cutting through any sort of red tape. So we can help with that.
Perfect. Okay. I was just checking in to make sure to see if we could get, Doug, I'm doing a quick check with you or Andy. Did we get your mics working? Not that Dan's not nailing the Q&A right now. All right, great.
Well, I got it, guys. Put your feet up.
You know what? You guys go get a beer. You did a great presentation. Dan and I are going to take it from here. Put your feet up. Okay. I'm wondering if you could give us any examples. And I know that we got into some sort of high-level examples of where this could really take effect. Are there any use cases that either surprised you or that you found really interesting that you'd be willing to share?
Surprising use cases.
Or favorite. I'll take favorite, Dan.
Oh, favorite. Yes, not the speeding ticket, that's for sure. I think it's, I would say, for this is just personally, but I think this is probably near and dear to everybody here. We all have people with friends, family in schools. My wife is a teacher, so just the whole security and safety thing is it's catching things before they happen, right? Especially when it comes to safety. So for me, that's the one that I'm probably most passionate about, is really helping with safety, whether it be in schools. Again, that's kind of closest to me, but also corporate offices, manufacturing warehouses, ensuring things like PPE compliance, so preventing people from getting hurt if somebody does fall. So, and we also have things like hospitals, identifying a patient if they stand up and they getting out of bed when they shouldn't be. So for me, it's really about making things safer. Is in my personal opinion kind of the thing I'm most passionate about with this.
Well, and now you're getting, this is great. We have muted peanut galleries here with us behind the scenes, and we have Doug is chiming in with material inspection saves millions a year. Anything you want to expand on that, Dan?
Yeah. I think Doug gave the example specifically of using cameras with a cardboard manufacturer. So in the past, we would actually have people that would examine the paper and the grade of the paper. That sounds like an interesting job. But now that company that we've integrated this into, that cardboard manufacturing company, is now doing that with cameras and saving literally millions of years in efficiency, and has redeployed those people that were looking at paper and deploying them to do much more meaningful work within the company.
Yeah, and I think that's an incredible sort of nuance to this conversation. Is not, the one axes the other, but the one supporting the other. And I think the best example I ever heard, or metaphor that I ever heard for that, was the Iron Man suit. That you still need a human wearing the Iron Man suit, but giving that human those superhero powers. And as Doug is chiming in, I love this. I get to play Doug today. Doug says examining the raw materials and more accurate grading is going to save millions in failed production runs. And I that example stuck out for me in the presentation as well. I think that was that's a huge, tangible, and immediate feedback that or ROI that you're able to see for that organization. But I have to assume that for all of us as well, that could save costs and speed up shipping times.
Yeah, and absolutely. And one other thing I'll point out that's happening pretty frequently is from a security standpoint, again, where you might have a handful of people that are trying to monitor dozens, if not hundreds of camera streams, which is very hard and sometimes impossible job, to now being able to deploy them remotely, allow the AI to take control of the actual monitoring and then alerting those people as they're making the rounds, alerting security. So they're already out in the field and can act much more quickly. So you're catching more and you're able to respond much more quickly.
Yeah, that's that Iron Man effect, which actually is
Exactly.
somewhat related to this other. This is really fun. I have two chats going, one with the audience and one with all of you behind the scenes. So a comment back from our Cynics crew here, that this aggregated solution provides greater total cost of ownership. So basically, the point being that you don't have to rip and replace your existing cameras, that you can sort of improve. You can work with what you have and get more out of it, and that's huge.
Yes, it is.
That's a great opportunity. And speaking of making that argument to your supervisors, being able, or decision makers in your organization, not having to go in with, okay, here's why I think we should rip out every camera that we have in place, is going to make that a much lighter lift, right?
Yeah, careful, Jester. We may have to hire you away here to join us, and you're getting it. Yeah, absolutely. This is plug and play. So this is the easy button, right? Absolutely.
Well, that's a big, now, okay, I want to, there was a few questions that came in from folks, with concerns. And I think those concerns are nothing that we haven't heard before. It's all the things that you hear about, AI and false, what's the recognition that I'm looking for?
Yep.
Yes, thank you. So things like that. Now, for anyone out there that is, or if you're thinking about the obstacles that you've heard, the biggest things that people come back to you and say, that here's my worry, here's my concern. I'm just going to ask you to do sort of a blanket, because we've got, maybe 2-3 minutes here. So you're cramming a lot into a quick answer here. Dan, give me like a blanket comfort response. What is your answer back to some of those obstacles, and why do you think that has stopped people? And then how would you address that?
Oh, yeah. So one is just not knowing how to get started.
Yep, it's a big one.
And we've been working with a lot of customers, and many of you, if you joined, you're at least interested, if not have already started down this journey. And what everybody quickly learns is that trying to piece this together piece by piece can be very challenging. And that's just to get it implemented, then to actually maintain and then add additional AI analytics down the road. I was just working with one customer last week. He told me, he's like, every time we tried to improve it, it just breaks the whole thing. So we're here to assist with the, as I mentioned before, kind of that plug and play, and then in partnership with TD SYNNEX and Iron Young, providing that ongoing support, so that if you have a challenge, you need help, we're obviously here to help. But also what we're finding with all of our customers is they're always wanting to do more, and we're here to help make that process very easy as well. So that's one thing. We already touched on this a little bit, cost, right? Everybody's got a budget. So we understand that. The beautiful thing is we can start small, right? We can start with a small proof of concept if you would like, and prove the ROI, and then grow from there. So I think those are kind of the two biggest things that we can really help you overcome.
Well, I think those are great places to start, and you're right. Certainly, I think overwhelm and cost are probably the two things that we hear the most. And by overwhelm, sometimes I mean it just seems too big a project. Although, as we've addressed in this case, you're actually making that a pretty light lift. And Absolutely. There's information in the handouts tab on kind of walking you through how to go through that. Cost, always a fear. And, you guys have addressed that. And obviously, if somebody is looking to spend a little bit more time digging into some of the specifics, some of the obstacles that they might have on their plate, or wanting to, hey, let's flip from the obstacles to the exciting stuff, wanting to get into, what this could enable for them. What do you think would be the best place to start learning a little bit more and maybe kind of getting rolling with this research and then implementation process, Dan?
Just reach out to us. So we've, as you mentioned, we have some documents that we've attached, but I think the slide is still up, Jess, with how you can reach out to us. That hpe-vision.ai@tdsynex.com can reach out to us there. I think we could probably also quickly put in our email addresses as well. You can reach out to us directly if you'd like. So that is it's just hopefully this all made sense and you've garnered additional interest, and if so, I'd say just next step, let's have a conversation about how we can specifically apply this to what you need and what you're hoping to accomplish.
Well, I appreciate that. And I also very much appreciate, Dan, that from the 4 folks that we started with, we have now survived our way down to 1 speaker that made it through to the end with a working microphone. So thank you for surviving on the island here. But so I'm gonna put you in the hot seat then, Dan. Give us one sort of final key thought or takeaway if you would like everyone in the audience to walk away with either doing one thing when they leave, or thinking about one thing, or understanding one thing. What's kind of your big wrap up?
Think of all the cameras you have in your company or organization, and think about how valuable it could be to turn those into, those quote unquote dumb cameras into smart cameras, and reach out, right? We'd love to talk with you, and really appreciate everybody joining us today and hanging in there, and good luck on winning the gift cards. Thank you so much.
Now that's a good takeaway, Dan. Thank you so much for being here with us. Also to In Absentia, or they're here with us just silently in the background. A big thank you to Doug and to Andy and to Matt for a wonderful presentation and a great texting Q&A session behind the scenes. It has been so much fun chatting with all of you. I hope that we get to chat again soon.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
All right. And to all of you wonderful folks out there, do not run away just yet. A few last thoughts here. We're going to get into a prize giveaway in just a second, but I also want to give you all one last reminder that your questions, even if they come in now, even if we didn't get to them live in the Q&A, we will make sure that they get to the teams and that you get responses back. So if you have a burning question that we didn't get to, and hey, with this AI stuff, I get it. There's lots of questions to be had here, lots of conversations to continue. So get that question in, and we'll make sure that you get a response over email. You are also entered to win that Best Question gift card, and we will be following up with you after we wrap. So stay tuned for that. Also, head on over to the handouts tab if you haven't already done that. Make sure that you get those final handouts and takeaways. You are going to want them to jog your memory after we wrap. We covered a lot of stuff here today. There was a lot of cool things coming at you, lots of things to get excited about, and so much more to learn. Other than faster speeding tickets, which no one is excited about, there are many, many other things that we can all be pumped up about. So please do go and get those handouts. Make sure you spend some time with them after we wrap up. All right, well, let's get into our final prize giveaway. And we have a $250 Amazon gift card going to someone who is here live, present, and lucky at the webinar today. And that special someone is Chuck Bouchard from Michigan. Chuck Bouchard from Michigan. Congratulations to you, Chuck. Now, as always, we will be in touch about claiming your prize after we wrap, which brings me around to a big thank you. So on behalf of the Actual Tech Media team, I want to once again thank Hewlett Packard Enterprise, Iron Yun, TD SYNNEX, and NVIDIA for making this webinar possible, especially to our incredible speakers here with us today, Dan, Doug, Andy, and Matt. I'm laughing because we made it all the way through to the Q&A and then we had mic troubles. What are the odds of that? But we had some incredible speakers here with us today, and what a great conversation we got to have. And I am really looking forward to having future conversations and learning a little bit more about this exciting opportunity that you've enabled through this partnership. And of course, as always, my biggest high fives go to all of you here with us today in the audience. Now, today we got to explore something that I think for a lot of us was new. You know, as Dan said at the start, this isn't necessarily brand new technology, but it's probably new to a lot of us. There's a lot of exciting possibilities that are enabled with AI. We're finding more and more about them every day. And to take that time takes a little bit of creativity, a little bit of innovative thinking, a little bit of openness to new ideas, all the things that we need in our days and in our lives, but sometimes can feel a little scary. So kudos to all of you for bringing that curiosity, for getting engaged in this conversation, for joining us today. I hope that we will see you again at a webinar soon. And until then, I hope you all have an absolutely beautiful end to your day.